Greetings YouTube, this is Talos Grim here with another video for you. We're going to look at today the Ground Forces Open Beta. I decided to play a little bit, try it out, let you know how I do. And it's also going to be a review for this little tank here. And I hope I'm not butchering this. The Aufklärungspanzer 38T. Now this is a light German vehicle, light German tank I should say. And of course, it's a premium one. I believe it costs 350 gold eagles, or 400, or maybe 450. You'll have to look. I purchased it a while ago and didn't pay attention. But as you can tell, like with premium aircraft and premium tanks that you purchase with gold, everything is already unlocked. Now, if you're getting into Ground Forces Open Beta, and you have to, it's completely different than it is when you're flying in the air. First, you're going to see that you have your driver, you got the gunner, tank commander, tank loader, the radio operator gunner, and of course the qualification, which gives you the bonus to the tank that you're driving. Same thing as when you're flying your aircraft. Now, I got a special little treat for you guys today. Just got done playing this mission, and as you can see some of the videos already uploaded, their replays. So here we go. It was Kuban. It was the first time that I've been on this map, and I really enjoyed it. And let's sit down and walk through it together. Alright, as you notice as the map's loading in, you're going to see that there's a lot of tank tracks, there's tank traps, tank trails, and you seem to be fighting in a bowl valley. There's a lot of vegetation, a lot of rolling hills, and a lot of places you could sneak up around or on top of and poke your turret up over to get some view. Now at this point, I was selecting what type of ammunition I'm going to use. As long as you have it unlocked, you can be able to choose how much of what type of ammunition you want to fire. Now, when I get a live recorder, it'll be a lot easier to do that instead of using the replay and NVIDIA Shadowplay. So here we go. Here's our light little tank. So, only right now in Ground Forces Open Beta are the Germans and the Russians available. Later on, the Americans, and I believe the Japanese and British too, at the same time will be available in an upcoming patch that I have not done enough research, or Gaijin has not put out a release date for. So, moving out from the spawn point, you're going to see that I spawned in the south section, and specifically Mike 3. A lot of our teams spawn in India 1. So one good tip I'd like to put out that what I do is that there are AAA guns posted up around the brim of the valley, both friendly and enemy. Shooting at an enemy one, and he's way far out there, but this is the perfect chance in simulator to test the ranging of your gun. Cannon rounds are heavy, therefore are affected by gravity and to a certain extent wind, and they will have an arc. So being able to effectively hit first, strike first, will lead to better chances of survivability in a tank battle. Now, as I do a nice brake check and make sure that my tank commander is awake, I move forward because I was getting glancing hits on that AAA gun. So I move forward and once again test the ranging of my gun. You can see the cannon shifting minute positions, trying to get everything dialed in to let me know what kind of drop rate I'm dealing with. So, AAA gun is down. Good. Now the thing about these little German light tanks is that they fire in bursts of 10, which means you have 10 shots before you have to reload, and when you're reloading, of course, you are a sitting duck. So I feel confident enough with my ranging that there was a Russian tank spotted on that hill, and because of the Gaijin's replay system, it's really crappy, and I won't be able to tell you what I was shooting at, but I managed to get a couple hits on him, and he started moving behind the hill, and I lost sight of him. So at this point, I'm hoping to skim the edge of the vegetation and hopefully drop a round or two into his turret and shock his crew. But he ducked behind cover. I sit there, wait to see if he was going to bound forward. He doesn't, so I move on. My teammates are over there. Let them concentrate on him. I'm going to bound up this flank and provide cover. So you can see now, close towards the south but middle end of the map. And this is where we start having to go eyes forward. We got our friendly tanks have formed a defensive line across the middle. They're watching the open killing ground. But a way to survive is, I haven't tried driving up these hills. They look too steep, and you know, it could obviously be way, you know, open to shots. Excuse me. I can't talk today. So you see this cannon smoke here. As I can't see over the hill, I didn't know it was a friendly at the time. I believed it was a Russian, so I moved around, hopefully to catch him from behind. Nope. That is a medium Panzer tank. I couldn't tell you which model it was, if I'm getting this right at all. Terrible. So he's posted up and he's taking shots at something. So I bound forward, watches where his his cannon rounds are firing. Can't see what he's shooting at. Might be going for an AA gun. Might just be shooting to waste ammo. Don't know. But let's be polite and go behind him. That does not interrupt his shooting. Now here's where the fun kicks up. So our tanks have bounded forward, and we have this middle capture point. And so this is one of the real great spots. I'll mark it for you at Juliet 9. If you're on this map and you spawn in the south, this is really great. As you can see, you have a very good overwatch for this area, and being in simulator, you're allowed to use third person instead of the commander view. Now commander view would be simulate you know, sticking your head up out of the turret. But since I can still see in third person, I'm able to use this ridge line right here in front of me to peek over and see what the enemy is doing. Scanning targets. Nothing to be found, so I bound forward. Oh, I believe I have spotted something. Where is that pesky Ivan? There's the remains of one Ivan over there. Oh, can't see him when they zoomed in. So we sit here and wait. Now, the thing about tank battles is... Oh, I called in artillery. There were some enemies stuck behind cover, and as I was getting to saying, in tank battles in World War II especially, it wasn't just tanks on tanks. There was a lot of infantry involved, mechanized, heavy, anything that had some sort of anti-tank rifle, bazooka, Panzerfaust, whatever you want to call it. A Panzer Schreck, I believe, is what the Germans called it when it was on the ground. Artillery and close air support. Now, if your enemy's ducked behind cover, you're not going to rush around and try to shoot him. You're just going to drop artillery on his head until he runs away. So here we go. You got a pesky Ivan. Made a first shot on the range. And I hit him. So then I continue to follow up my shots. And he ducks behind cover. So you can see the smoke from the artillery had cleared him out. Got a couple shots on him. Nothing critical. Didn't penetrate the armor that hard. But he made the mistake of backing up so far that I could hit him on the other side of that hill. And I finished him off. So I back off, letting this pillbox cover me. There's a lot of cannon smoke when you fire, and especially when you get into the bigger guns, you're going to have a lot more smoke, and it's going to stay around longer. And for that reason there, that pillbox took the hit for me. So I back off, let my name disappear off the radar, sit still, continue scanning. Look for targets of opportunity, folks. This isn't Battlefield. You don't rush in with tanks and expect to win. You're going to be caught off guard by somebody who's in a well-placed position, and they're just going to chew you up. Now you'll get lucky, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you can do that and every time you're just gonna die. No. So I call in artillery again. I called it in on the blue smoke that you see straight forward. That was actually red smoke because of the replay, you know, we've won. That's the enemy's capture point. So I wanted to see if I can chase some of them out of there. Oh, no, excuse me. That's the next artillery strike. This one, and another pesky Ruski hidden behind that hill again. So I chase him out, and nice and pretty, he's sitting up there for us. Teammates are making good hits on him. Ah, yes, this little guy. He was the the very first tank that you start. I was a little upset with myself. I hit Y to reload, which reloads your aircraft cannons when you're flying. It doesn't do it to tanks, especially the one when you're shooting 10 in a burst. So I made a shot, had to back off to reload, came back with a full rack of shells, and ended him in a T-26. So once again, I'm using this pillbox for cover. Bound forward just a little bit. I'm trying to scrape just enough around this corner to take a hit on that far tank. Now remember, prioritize close targets versus far targets. They're going to have just as much hard time as you hitting at long distance. And the T-70 goes down. Back off again. If anyone spotted me, let my name disappear off the radar. Get a better view. Believe that was an enemy anti-aircraft tank. Oop, took a shot right there. See? You pop out just long enough. If you have good cover, they can't hit you. They'll see my name. Call in some more artillery. Artillery is an unlock. You won't have it available when you first begin playing with your tanks. But with the premium tanks, you're going to have it available to you if the tank has it. I'm not too familiar with higher than tier 1 tanks at this moment, so I assume that other tier levels will have artillery as well. Now, when I was up there calling the artillery in, I noticed that there was somebody sneaking around our flank. And so I position myself and make ready as he's crawling over this way. Still got some distance to go, but I'm going to see if I can spot some enemy tanks beforehand. And there he is. You can see him right there. So I don't spot anything. I back off, get into position, and set my trap. So as you see here, I've angled this little hill right in front of me. I have one shot, and he's going to be able to come right into that section, and most of my armor is protected behind the ground. This is how you want to attack the enemy. As little as possible of your tank showing, with maximum target area for you to fire. So I believe that was the second kill against that other player. So he knew I'd killed him from this position, and he came back, tried to get some revenge. Those couple shots there, it's me dumping the rest in that rack to reload, get a full 10 shots back, get back into the fight. That was so effective over here is that you can see that the Panzer that was firing when I moved up here, he's moved on. He's hopefully hunting for more kills. I have this flank. Go ahead, buddy. Go help everyone else out. Didn't know how bad the fighting was up north, but it was some easy pickings today on the south flank. So I position myself forward. I've noticed that the defensive line has come forward, and this is where I drop the artillery on their capture point. If there's anyone sitting in that point, they're going to have a lot of artillery on top of their heads, and hopefully chase them out of there and out of their cover to where our boys can put some ammo into them. Now I want to say that dead tanks provide great cover. I'm not too sure about this. I think rounds may just go through them. Maybe not. But it's always good. If it's not cover, it'll be great concealment. So I'm ranging in on that T-226 out there. Up, got him. Oh, dirt moment. Ran into a tree. It's one thing I've noticed with these replays. My tracks don't move. I'm Michael Jackson sliding across the terrain. And this should be close to the end of the game. Dirt moment again. I believe we broke out the schnapps and brandy a little too early to celebrate. Oh, and that's the end of the game, folks. All in all, walked away with one of my first German medals, a couple new decals, and a whole bunch of points for my crew. If you like the video and you want to see more of ground forces and the tanks, just give me a like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know how my sound's doing. And everything else. So we get to see more tank battles, and I'll keep uploading them until YouTube tells me to stop. But for now, this is Talos Grim. Thank you for watching my video. Like I said, give me a like, comment, subscribe. It'll help the channel grow. And hopefully we can start doing some perks like most YouTubers do later on. Thanks for watching, guys.